Imagine what it's like. Imagine what it's like to be me.
To be me. Together. Together we can see. Together you and me. We understand.
As you heard in my first story, I've always been a freedom fighter for justice. As you've heard for my second story, I have epilepsy and it ain't no fun. Now let me tell you about how I used my heart and my wits to beat a bully at his own game. After the seizures began, school was more difficult. I always worried that I would have a seizure in class or on the playground. I knew I was different. I also knew everybody was different. As humans, we are more alike than we are different. There were some kids who picked on me, some kids who made fun of me, some kids who stood up for me. But there's one who stands out as the meanest bully around. Let's call him Mark. No reason why. We could call him Dave. Or Mike. Or Jim. But let's call him Mark. Mark seemed like a popular kid and had lots of friends, but they weren't really his friends. They were just other kids who didn't want him to be mean to him. Better on the side of the bully, they thought. That way, he'd pick on somebody else. Now Mark had a particular dislike for me, and I assume he felt badly about himself, because one would have to feel really badly to behave the way he behaved. Mark chose to take his hurt and anger out on somebody who couldn't fight back. Somebody who already was working hard not to stand out and not to be made fun of because of her differences. Somebody like me. I also was a small girl and Mark was a big boy, and it wasn't a fair match. Some might even say that Mark was behaving mightily cowardly. Mark began taunting me, making fun of me, calling me names. He'd even try to get the other kids to laugh at me. Each school year that passed, the bullying got worse. I didn't complain or tell anyone. Why not, you may ask? There were a number of reasons. Firstly, I hoped that it would stop on its own. Secondly, it might get worse if I stood up for myself. Thirdly, I was scared. Fourthly, I didn't want my parents, brother, or friends to worry about me. Fifthly, I already felt bad enough that I was different from other kids. Maybe I deserved to be bullied. No way, Jose. That's what a bully wants you to think. I was, and you are, beautiful, unique, and powerful person born on this earth. And don't let anyone drag your spirit down. I know that now. But I was so hurt when Mark was bullying me. I forgot it back then, when I was a kid like you. Please remember, you, me, everyone is a precious, necessary part of this wild world. By the time 6th grade came along, Mark had stepped up his game. Taunting, name-calling, laughing at me, and I was not in a tolerant mood. I said, "Hey Mark, what is it like to try to be the big guy? Do you think you own the classroom? Well, you don't." Or something like that. And I was sticking up for myself for the first time. And Mark didn't like it. Bullies want their victims to stay meek and quiet. What happened next feels like a dream. He was so upset at my comment that he picked me up and he threw me across the room into another student's desk. Ouch, ouch, ouch. My poor head. It's not a good thing to happen to anybody, much less to someone who has epilepsy. Remember, that's me. Immediately, I went into a rather large seizure. It really hurt physically, yes, but even more so, it hurt my heart. Why was he being so mean and so violent? I sure could have used a friend right then. This began a 6-month onslaught of physical violence against me. Mark threw me into that same desk daily. Mark was sneaky. Bullies often are. He would wait for his chance to hurt me as soon as the teacher stepped out of the classroom. I was so used to being put down by Mark that I had accepted this new level of physical abuse without even thinking about it much. How did it finally stop? Well, it did. Hallelujah! Well, my brother found out. He told my parents, and they wanted to take extreme action. This is where my brilliant brother Darren came to my aid. We talked and came up with a plan together, and he taught my schoolmates how to help. Darren gathered a bunch of cool Harley gear the other boys really liked, and he started a business selling the gear, and those who bought them were ordained my protectors. They took pride in sticking up for me and telling Mark to back off. This was great, but I needed to find my own voice around epilepsy and bullying. It's no joke to go through life feeling like a victim, and I'm no victim. And you don't have to be either. I started to feel stronger and find my voice. I created a presentation for my class, a presentation about me. I wanted the class to understand what epilepsy is and what it's like to have seizures. It wasn't my choice. I didn't want to have this condition, mostly though, and most importantly, I wanted them to know what it's like to be teased, hurt, and bullied, and how devastating it is to the soul. Wow! I'd finally found my voice, and it felt good to be brave, and it felt good to be strong. My friends were proud, my brother was proud, I was proud. Mark stopped throwing me into desks, which was a great relief, not just for me, but the kid who owned the desk. I broke my silence, and it was powerful. It took courage and a lot of pain to get there. But courage is what this world needs. Words are powerful, and I spoke up for myself. And in doing so, I spoke up for every kid who has ever felt put down for being different. And you can do the same. There's no better feeling.
You know you got to be brave. You know you got to be brave. When this whole world keeps picking on you, knocks you down no matter what you do. Get it hurts your heart to see someone else crying.